now with Wolfbane out of the picture, the real fun begins. And Jonas, you and your Zord still have your full movement.
And I am going to get in near the Dragonzord.
Okay. You will be able to for narrative's sake, I'll say that you can get past the bridge.
Okay.
Alrighty. And John.
Well, after seeing the way that Wolfsbane went down but did not explode, like we're oh so used to.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna file that under the... Well, that's future John's problem. And then start making my way towards the Dragonzord.
Okay. So you can get not as far as Jonas did, but you are close. Not trailing that far behind.
Okay.
What's up?
I guess I'm gonna go, okay, so what's the plan? Run him delicately through the city, up around the city?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
I'm going to tell you. Try to guide him down the river, the canal. We want to get him. I'd rather avoid having him on land if I can help it.
Makes the most sense.
If we have to get him on land, get him into the land near Kotaro Hills. Once we get past Architect.
All right, should we have the contingency plan? Like, if he ends up in the city, who's going to go ahead and start working on crowd control to try to get the people out of the way?
I can do that unless you want some cover fire for whenever you're fighting that thing head on.
I think Neon Pink Turkey should handle it.
Yeah. Worst case scenario is I'll help Ricky. If not, then if Ricky doesn't need that much help, then we'll worry about herding the dragon. That's not a sentence I was prepared to say today. Herding the Dragonzord. Seems like a great plan. I love it. That'll be my turn.
I'm happy to be a part of it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Look at that. Look at that. We're just stacking them up today, boys.
You know what I just realized? I don't have to keep referring to the journal. I have the actual physical maps. Well, not physical, they're still digital, but I have the images that I can zoom in on. Telling you, organized as shit.
Nuh-uh, not us. Fuck that.
I spent all day doing a physics lab, and now I've got anxiety issues because I'm wondering if I'm going to fail this one.
There's literally a photo of raccoons dressed up as rangers. That is us. Yeah. We already had this conversation.
Yep. Raccoongers.
Raccoongers.
All right.
My God, why does that fit?
Okay. So that's your turn. Now Jack, patiently waiting for his fucking Zord to show up.
I'm sorry. He's just been such a rock star until like the last game.
Sorry guys, it doesn't always take this long.
It's okay. The temporal energies. It's making me a little wonky, despite the fact that my ranger form is specifically designed to not be affected by temporal energy.
It's okay. We all have performance issues every now and then. I don't judge.
We listen and we don't judge.
Yes,
okay.
Especially this team.
So, while waiting for his Zord, Jack is going to holster his Quantum Defender after giving it a dirty look beneath his helmet. And he's going to look around for that outcropping of rock that the dagger fell on earlier. And he is going to roll an alertness skill check. Get the character sheet open. Magical. No, wait. I'm going to do it digitally. Because this guy is going to think, as the GM, I'm going to think I'm doing this to attack you guys. Slash roll. 1d20 plus 1d4. Thank you. That's a 21. He is specifically looking for fragments or debris from the presumably fake dragon dagger that was used to summon the Dragonzord. And searching around in the water around the rocky outcropping, he notices several large pieces. He scoops them up, looks at them. And then pulls out from his equipment a temporal storage container. If you guys were still not in your Zords, you would have seen what it looked like, but I'm not gonna tell you.
It looked pretty cool, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Actually, it's like similar in size and shape to the Time Force badges. But it expands into a container. Which he then puts the pieces in, and it collapses back into the badge shape, which he then returns back to his grid pocket, because prison pocket is not appropriate.
Hammer space.
What was that?
It's the hammer space joke trope in anime. Where the heck did that hammer come from?
Okay.
Hammer space.
And that is his turn. So now it is Ricky's turn.
Alright, so I'm gonna do what I was told to do, as I believe the other guys can probably attempt to restrain the Dragonzord or something, and he's gonna go forwards to an attempt to somehow, with a giant robot, prompt people to start to evacuate.
Okay.
Just going there and screaming like a rooster.
Where are you specifically going on the map? Like, are you going to that first X, or are you going to a different area?
I'm going to the... Like, how close is him from the first X?
He's around the N in San, on San Kaliki Channel. Next turn, he will be at the X.
Alright, so even if it's just like... Even if he kind of somehow clips me, but I'm going to go there beforehand to see if everything's already been cleared out.
Alright, keep in mind, you are back before you're in the area where you were all just fighting. Your movement will be able to take you to what's your movement? You're the Zord movement?
My Zord has 45 aerial movement.
Okay. You'll be able to get basically past the bridge a little bit further than the Bear Zord and the Ram Zord. So you won't be able to reach anywhere that the Dragonzord is near this turn.
Alright. My spatial awareness was different. Was
But-
correct.
But
Essentially.
you guys have all been fighting, if you look on the map, down in that general shallow area between Shukheim Island and Angel Gate.
You might not be showing the map.
I'm not. Well, the map should be. You should be able to look at it.
In the journal.
Oh, okay, I thought you were. Yeah, I thought you were actually showing and not look at that.
No,
Okay.
it's the Dragonzord path map in the journal.
Oh, didn't notice that.
Yeah. So you are in that shallow area
Oh.
by Shukheim Island and Angel Gate, the northern side of it, just before it gets into the deeper part again. That's basically where you guys were fighting.
Oh, I would have left you guys to fight the thing if I had noticed this beforehand. I would have just fly ahead. But oh well.
You said it like multiple times, dude. I know you're
Well,
tired.
I was just not looking. No, yes, but I was just not looking at the right depiction of what was happening. Nor. So yeah.
But yeah, so the Dragonzord right now is going along this dotted path, and he's right around the N in San Kaliki channel, with
So I'm just-
in San, and then he'll make it to the X the next turn.
So I'm just essentially dashing there, running.
Yeah, you can dash, and you'll be able to make it up to where the Zord is. Yeah, you'll be able to make it to where the Dragonzord is now. Maybe a little bit further than that. But you still won't be able to get to anywhere that he's in a direct path of.
Alright. I mean, the most he can do is do a very loud cry, but I would assume they have already heard the giant thing that's coming their way.
Oh,
so-
there's alarms sounding. They have a Dragonzord protocol.
Alright. So yeah, I'm just...
I mean, it's
I'm
like
following it
they
now.
see this giant Godzilla-like Zord coming out of the water. Bridge goes up, traffic stops, evacuations, safety zones, the works. Because this thing has been on the good side, this thing's been on the bad side. They don't have a fucking clue what he's going to do until he starts doing it.
Alright. So I'm just use all my things to move to... Essentially, I move to where he more or less is.
Yeah, you are maybe a little bit further than him, so you are kind of hovering around him right now.
Alright. I'd like to... How big is it compared to the normal Zords?
Dragonzord is a towering Zord.
So he's the size of a Megazord by himself. Something like that.
Basic. Well, if you look at the comparisons of the Dinozords, you guys, for the most part, are about like saber-toothed tiger, mastodon, triceratops type size. You specifically are more pterodactyl sized.
Alright.
Just with a big bulbous belly thing because you're a freaking chicken. That can somehow fly. It's not flying. It's not
Jet
flying. It's an extended hover.
And I have jet boosters in my wings. But,
Yes.
by the way, I just remember, we do have Energems, but the only thing they do is boost attacks. Is that correct?
Yeah, the boosted attack is already built into the Zord.
Oh, alright. Then, yeah, that's the most I can do anyways, so
Yeah.
that's it.
All right. Now we're moving to. Now the Dragonzord gets to that first section, and we're going to use the map that I actually have here. So he is right around there. Pretend that this is not a downtown street, or that doesn't look like a downtown street. That it looks like these are warehouses, not businesses. And you guys are currently further. I want to get off that selection. God damn it! Stop like that. And I gotta summon. Put out the Ramzord and the Ravenzord. I will get you guys somewhat updated tokens this week. Unless you guys want to try and get something. But for now, we'll just pretend that they're silver, gold, and white. And get rid of... No, I don't want to get rid of them. But we're going to move you guys off to the side. No, I said we're going to move you off to the side, you freaking... I mean, that's not the side, but whatever, dude. Yeah, just talking to myself.
Story of my life. It's when you start defending yourself from yourself. Like, don't listen to that guy. He's an asshole. Then you got to go talk to someone.
Yeah. All right. So the Dragonzord has now entered the what's it called? Emigrant Storage A area. So he's made land. And that's his turn. Donovan, what are you and the Silver Ravenzord doing?
Probably going to pursue the Dragonzord unless anyone else has better ideas.
No,
I mean, there's really not much else you could do in this area. But you want to use your action to dash.
Okay.
So you can go twice your distance.
All right.
So
I will.
doing that, you manage to get... What's your normal movement for the Zord?
My ranger movement? Or my sword movement?
Zord.
40.
All right, so you'll be able to move 80, which will get you to about where right now Ricky is in the Rooster Zord.
Okay.
But that would be your turn. So now Jonas.
Hello.
You are up, sir. If you dash, you will be able to get to the Dragonzord's location. And I'm narratively adjusting distances now, like really futzing with them. So if it doesn't make sense, just roll with it.
Okay.
You will be able to reach. You'll be able to reach where the Dragonzord is at Emigrant Storage A. But that's all you can do. So that's what you're doing?
Yep.
Alrighty. So now you are about there. John, same thing.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing.
Awesome. You are there.
Oh, I'm going to get you.
Guess what time it is?
Is it sword time, Jack?
You see him just like look and go, oh, finally. Oh, wait, where did I put the fucking Zord?
Oh no!
Okay, I forgot. It's NPC. Wah. Alrighty. So he is going to get into his Zord now. His movement is 35. Zord's movement is 40. Wow, I can move a whole whopping 5 feet. And the action will be to double that. So I'll move 10 feet.
Yeah.
It's like he gets in and goes, finally, and just goes, put, 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 put.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Jack's turn. Ricky.
Yeah.
From where I said you were, your normal movement will get you to the Emigrant Storage A. And you will have your action.
Okay. Immigrant Storage A.
That's that
And
first
Dragon-
X.
And the
Where
Dragonzord
everybody else...
is already there.
Yep.
Alright, so... We are all just trying to buy time. Or are we kind of just... He's just gonna do his way no matter what?
Theoretically, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna keep him from getting to landfall until we run him clear up to the channel. So we're just trying to keep him out of the city. He's gonna go to the command center. He's in the city now.
Yes.
Crowd control.
He made landfall. He is in the warehouse district of Emigrant Storage A.
Crowd control. We need to make sure he doesn't causes as minimal damage as possible.
All right. Out of character, there is a specific thing you will do at each X in order to keep civilian casualties to a minimum as well as property damage.
Right.
So that's why the path is there. Each X marks a different location. So the way movement is going to start on the next turn, or how everything's going to go by the next turn, next round, is you will have so many rounds to affect a successful completion of the task.
You're right.
I will tell you what the task is at each location because I have it planned out. And what you essentially need to do, what you'll have to do is decide what exactly you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and then roll. And based on the successes, or based on the requirements for successes in each of those tasks, will determine if you move on or have some setbacks. So essentially, the way the rest of this round is going to play out is that everybody but the Q-Rex is now going to be at Emigrant Storage A. So Donovan, I'm going to move you. I'm going to move the Raven up there. You guys are all in this area. I'm going to take your actual figures and move them that way. Because they are handling your initiative order. Q-Rex is just going to be kind of chilling over here.
So essentially, I was just trying to get a scope of the situation, which is attacking and attempting to destroying it is not an option, and he's
depending on the situation, you may have to attack him. However, yes, your ultimate goal is not to destroy him. You're also not. You're trying to keep collateral damage to a minimum, and you're trying to get him safely to the command center, where Zordon and Alpha can enact their plan to send him home.
All right. That's
basically you're trying to bring him to the command center safely so they can turn him around and go back.
All right, and this is for future reference because I don't know how much he takes in between places. Is it possible to slow him down by either grabbing him or other ways like that? For example, the big strong Bearzord grabbing his tail and making it so he goes slower.
Well, it depends on the... Well, each situation is you're gonna want to do something different to get there. Slowing him down might just piss him off. to where he starts attacking wildly, attacking you. What you want to do is let him keep moving at his pace, but essentially keep everybody else safe.
Alright.
And so you are hurting him along this path.
Alright. So from the air, he's already here. What do I see that I probably should take care of or immediately begin to do?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to skip to the next round. So we're going to go back to the top of the order, and I'm going to explain how this particular event is going to go.
All right.
Okay? All right.
All right.
So here we go. Now, event 1. Let me get to the actual description. Where's my thing? Okay. As the Dragonzord approaches the storage area, you see a group of what appears to be private security officers armed with advanced weapons file out of one of the warehouses. They take aim at the Dragonzord and they begin firing at him. Long distance shots. You see that these shots, if they're even making contact, are really not doing any visible damage. The Dragonzord doesn't even seem to notice them. Your job for this task is to convince these agents to cease their attacks and let the Dragonzord essentially chase them from the populated area. So there are 6 security agents on the ground. And there are ways that you can persuade them to, knock it off. You will have, I have to roll to see how many rounds you have for it. Oh, wait, I'm rolling the wrong thing. It's 2d4, not 2d2. You have 6 rounds to convince these 6 agents to knock it the fuck off. If you fail to do it in 6 rounds, bad things happen.
Nice.
So, starting with Jonas, and we'll go down initiative order. Jack will only be able to meet up with you guys this turn, or this round. So he will be no help to you. There are, like I said, 6 security agents. Let me open up their stats because you are trying to convince them. Page. What the fuck? Oh, there it is. 151. My favorite rum proof. Okay. So, Jonas.
Hello.
How would you like to try and convince these Styx agents to, back off and let you guys handle this.
I'm just wondering what the fuck they think they're doing. Like, do they even have the tech to scratch the Dragonzord?
I mean, it's Energen.
They are using advanced weapons. So there is a possibility that they would be able to eventually damage him if they brought out some heavier artillery, but at the moment it does not appear like their weapons are having any effect.
They have no. How do you communicate?
Maybe an intercom system.
You have a PA system in your zone.
Yeah, get wrecked.
Okay, so where
Or-
exactly are we?
Well, the Zords are also slightly alive and have charisma stats.
Yeah, but they can't speak English.
Oh well, if they are
They
still
speak their own
expressive,
language, which is based on the animal that they're based off of.
You can also
Yours
just go in
squawks.
front. You can also just go in front of them and scream at them like, "No."
Yeah,
stop
I mean,
it."
you can
Like a
you can
disciplining
drop out of
parent.
your Zord, and now it will take a standard action to
Well, my Zord has
attempt to.
performance, so I can make him attempt to do that instead of me.
You can get out of your Zord and drop down to the ground and talk to them directly, or you can be the booming voice from your Zord. Whichever you wish to try to do. Did I? No, I didn't include tokens for these guys. That's fine. But whatever you decide to do, you have to convince a majority of them in, what did I say, 6 rounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 rounds. I have it written down too. To calm down and stand down.
To calm the fuck down.
So how would you like to proceed?
Sorry, long week. I'm just going to PA system. Tell them to back off. They're going to cause more damage if they irritate the dragon.
Okay. Give me a persuasion skill, persuasion or deception. If you're telling the truth that all they're going to do is irritate the dragon and risk further damage, definitely persuasion, which obviously that would be the way to go.
D6. 19.
Okay. Was the skill die a crit?
Yes.
It was?
Yeah.
Cool. So your booming voice from the Zord causes 2 of these agents to look up at you and sort of lower their weapons. And they look up to see that the bear Zord is just staring at them. And they kind of lower their weapons and start like backing off. All right. John.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and go the alternate route. I'm gonna hop out of the Zord and go try to persuade a couple of them.
Okay. So you drop down from your Zord, and you walk over to the group. Some of them are still firing. You notice that 2 of them have ceased and appear to be questioning their orders.
All right.
What do you say to them?
Guys, we really appreciate the help, but you are making it worse. Please stop and let us do this.
All right, give me a persuasion or deception skill check.
That is a 13.
Okay. You notice another one start to hesitate before lowering his weapon and stepping back, looking at the 2 that have already done it, and he starts talking with them. Like, you can't hear exactly what they're saying, but you get the gist of, I don't think we should be attacking this guy. We're not even doing anything to it. Aside from that, I mean, he's a Power Ranger Zord. He's been helping for so long. Why are we attacking it?
Yeah.
Okay, now it's Jack's turn, and he is just going to... shows up. You guys see this roaring, like, futuristic, metallic dinosaur-looking Zord pop up with big-ass fucking cannons on his back and shoulders.
Took you long enough.
You would think that 4 Zords would be enough to deter 6 armed guards from shooting another Zord. But then Jurassic Park armed with 2 rail cannons shows up. And they're still just gonna be like, anyway, what was I doing? Oh yeah. Kablooey.
Don't follow my orders and get squished.
Like, do not meddle in the affairs of dragons, for you are crunchy and good with ketchup.
Ricky.
Yes. So, what are the rules associated with attempting to stop those guys? Is it?
Well, how do you want to attempt to stop him?
Well, at this point, I just want because I feel like I have better chances doing it this way, to have my Zord kind of approach some of them, put his wing on in front of like the line of fire, and kind of just caw
body block
at them. Yeah, body block, and then just from above look down at him, like caw, like in just.
Ricky's attempting to tank.
No, I'm attempting to block their shots and just be like, get out of here, as the Zord looks from high above.
Alright, well... Okay, so... You're not gonna say anything to them?
No, because they have been informed by other people. I would assume I wouldn't, and I would assume maybe I don't need to.
Alright, well... So far, you see that 3 have stopped firing. There are still 3 left that are taking pot shots. If you want to just stand there, in between them and the Zord, they're going to start targeting you. So if that's what you want to do...
Use your inside voice,
defending?
Ricky.
My advice, my inside voice is mumbled out.
Alright, so they're going to take shots at you. Let's see. Attack,
I'm
particle
not
weapon.
persuasive, guys.
Alright. There's going to be 3 shots of particle weapons.
Right.
Because you are basically, they are just constant firing, which is why they don't have a turn. Ricky, what you're defending with toughness because you're blocking. Does a dirty 20 hit you?
Yes, of course it does.
Okay. You take 1 energy damage, and that's
Alright.
without doing an upshift to the die roll because you are much bigger than them.
Yep.
So another one. Does a 17 hit your toughness?
It meets it, beats it, I think. Toughness 17.
Okay. So you take another energy damage.
Great.
And the third one misses. That was a 9.
Alright.
They
Also
have not
do-
ceased their firing.
Oh well.
Now because you really didn't do anything. Well, no, I'll say your action was taking up a defensive posture.
Alright. Mm-hmm.
So it's now the Dragonzord who let's see if he's going to get annoyed.
He gets offended at me. Hey, how dare you take shots meant for me?
Let's see. Does he feel threatened? Nope. Nope. Yeah, oh hell no. And absolutely not. The Dragonzord just ignores them. Donovan,
Yes.
what would you like to do to try and persuade the last remaining 3 security guards, like overarmed security agents, from attacking the Dragonzord? You watched as Ricky flew in and just is kind of hovering in between them and the Dragonzord, and took a few shots.
I can try hit him with a persuasion.
All right, how would you like to persuade them? Would you like to have a booming voice from your Zord, drop down to the ground and talk to them personally, and what would you say?
Probably from the sword, because if the Dragonzord gets attacked again, it might come after us as well. At least that's what I assume.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna say lower
he's
your
wild right now.
weapons. I'll just say something along the lines of like lower your weapons. No need to try and attack. We're here to handle it. Stuff like that, pretty much.
Okay, give me a persuasion skill check.
Okay, D20 and a D4. 18.
Okay, was your skill die a crit?
No, neither one.
Okay. All right. So you watch as another one joins forces with the ones that stopped attacking. Kind of lowers his weapon, backs off, gets into like a makeshift, like loose huddle with the other 3. And you could see from your Zord that you're way too far away to hear any conversation, but you can see that they are really rethinking the orders that they have currently.
You have a chicken and a raven against you, and a Dragonzord. I don't think you want to go against that, buddy.
And let's see.
You have an entire spectrum of spandex-clad weirdos. You don't stand a chance.
And one of them has freaking massive railgun type cannons on his back. Well, they probably can't see him right now.
I'm not gonna lie.
He's far in the back.
We have a street out here in Colorado. It's like the longest street, I think, in the United States.
Yeah.
And you will see this kind of conversation happen on certain parts of it. It is just a living zoo. So the idea of like, look, man, you got like fluorescent colored spandex clad weirdos and one of you. How do you think this is gonna go? And then the other guy's just like, you know what? You win. Go ahead and dance your heart out. Like, just not in front of the door of my barber shop, please. Colfax is wild.
Okay, next round. Jonas, you're up.
Okay. Are they
And-
still there?
2
There are
left.
still 2 of them left, taking the occasional shot. Some of them are kind of aiming towards Ricky in the Rooster Zord because he's still there. But they are not as effective this time. During this, you guys are all, as a group, moving forward because the Dragonzord has not stopped. So he is effectively just moving down this roadway past the warehouses while these troopers are down on the ground just taking shots with their supposedly advanced laser weapons or particle beam rifles. And you guys are kind of following behind, keeping pace with the Dragonzord. John, your Zord is following on its own while you move with the troopers. The ones who have stopped firing are kind of off to the side, but they're still sticking with the group. For the most part. So there's still 2 taking shots. So how do you want to try and persuade them?
I'm just gonna give an intimidating roar or have the Zord do it.
Okay. Persuasion by intimidation. All right. Okay. Does your Zord have an intimidation skill? I don't think you do. It's not defaulted with them.
I don't think it's intimidation.
All right. So this time, you're going to roll the driving skill. So pretty much any Zord skill, if I'm understanding the way the rules keep shifting, any Zord skill that... Well, okay. You can roll... All right, hold on. Let me get my thoughts in order. This is something you can choose. Well, no, the Zord's sentient. Roll your driving skill. And
Okay.
the Zord will...
17.
17? Okay. The Bear Zord lets loose this thunderous roar. And what was the skill die?
I mean, it doesn't help because it was a D2.
Okay. That's what I was mainly wondering. So this massive roar just thunders through the warehouse district, and you watch as everyone down on the ground, even John, was surprised by it. And one of the agents lowers his weapon and backs off with the others. There is still one taking shots, but it's like after every shot, he looks back at the group, looks up at your Bear Zord, and then hesitantly fires a shot. Okay. John, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna look at the last guy. My man, you are an army of one. You need to stop before you get everyone else hurt. Work on something else. Work on crowd control. Work on clearing the streets. Quit trying to shoot a giant robot with a pea shooter.
Okay. Give me a persuasion skill check.
15.
Okay. That'll do it.
Ayo!
He takes a shot, looks back at his comrades, looks at you, listens to your words, and then still hesitantly, but he lowers the weapon and backs off. And he walks slowly, almost like he's afraid of disobeying orders, but he understands the reason why this was stupid.
Your courage is commendable. I'm gonna run off to the Zord.
All right. You get back into your Zord, and as you get back in the cockpit, you do notice that those 6... did we lose Ricky?
No, I'm here.
Okay, because you disappeared from Foundry. I wasn't sure.
Oh yeah, it reloaded for some reason.
All right, so those 6 agents, one of the first ones that was persuaded to stop is now seemingly barking out orders, and directing them towards their vehicles, and they're moving to get ahead of the Dragonzord, and assist wherever they can.
Yeah, boy!
Okay, so the remainder of this turn is going to be spent with everybody moving to the next location on the path, which is Middleton Housing. So along the path, with the help of those 6 agents, you are able to herd the Dragonzord and keep civilian casualties to 0, as well as any property damage down to a very low minimum. Like, every so often you see like a little plume of fire and smoke coming from where his foot crushes a car. You see spouts of water shoot up where his tail happens to sway and smack into a fire hydrant. Little things like this. Nothing significant to any real degree. Obviously, people are going to have a bad day from this, but it's fixable. And because you guys did it well within the time frame that you had, I'm giving you a story point.
Hey-oh. I just decided to go the Captain America route where I'm just like, no, don't worry about fighting them. Save civilians. Be heroes.
Yeah. That
Think,
worked.
agents, think.
So now, the next location, I think I skipped a page on my notes. Okay. Oh, this is going to bring back some PTSD problems for some of you.
Yeah.
You have good lord.
It gets worse
Another
before it gets worse.
4 rounds to solve the next event, or to succeed the next event. As you approach, what's up?
No, I had to jump back in, my bad.
right.
My roll 20 didn't work. I mean, roll 20 foundry.
So as you get to the next area, Middleton Heights, it is a housing community for pretty much middle-class citizens of Angel Grove. Nice houses, some apartment complexes, nothing really fancy. It's well taken care of, but it's average. The roads are smaller. And during the Dragonzord's travel, you watch as he stops. And he roars and unleashes an explosive outburst, shooting a beam attack from its mouth, Godzilla-like, that destroys several empty vehicles, scouring the nearby buildings with burning fuel and debris. The Dragonzord, seemingly satisfied with what just happened, turns away from the wreckage and starts moving towards the next location. You have to contend with currently 5 actively burning points in the affected area. And this makes me glad that I did not delete these fire tokens.
Oh no, there's the PTSD.
Yeah. There it
Okay.
is.
So right now you have 5 of them. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Not 5. I didn't use an extra D. Oh, shit. Plus an additional 4. I'm not bringing the folder out there, you dumbass. Okay, there we go. You have 9 points of fire that need to be put out. And how you can do it, you can use a standard melee attack to effectively stomp out one of the burning points, or a ranged attack to scatter and smother.
I have a question.
Yes.
Could we use a story point to just get a water hose?
Unfortunately,
Just a garden
no.
hose.
Because in the last round, or in the travels, the Dragonzord managed to hit several fire hydrants, and there is no water pressure anywhere.
Okay.
So, Jonas, you are up first to contend with the fires. You don't need to specifically target one, but you can use a ranged or melee attack to attempt to get rid of a fire.
Okay.
Just tell me what you want to do, and I will, and you will roll, and then I will let you know the result.
I'm just gonna range attack, I guess.
Okay. What type of damage is your ranged attack? Is it energy or is it an element?
It just says energy.
Okay. So roll your ranged attack.
And that's targeting.
Yes,
Targeting 6.
the Zord's targeting.
Yep. 17.
Okay. What does your bear's ranged attack look like?
You just kind of see, you know what, like I hate calling them light spots, but you know the spots that are, light bulb, light emitter things.
Oh, the chest.
Yeah,
Orbs?
they glow green. I know it's a white sword, but keeping with heritage and all.
Yeah.
They glow, and then the mouth glow, like the inside of the mouth glows, and it just launches a pulse of energy.
Okay. What was the skill die?
5.
Okay. So, all right, as the energy leaves your Zord and impacts one of the fires, you watch as the flames scatter, and in a puff of smoke, you notice that that particular fire is put out. So you got one. Really, John? I set you up for it.
I don't have a bell sound. I'm sorry. Bring!
All right. Here's your redemption. It's your turn.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with a ranged attack on that one.
Okay.
If that even showed up on your screen.
I think I saw like a little hover
Boop.
around it. I didn't see a ring appear,
Okay.
but I think I saw your...
Like the car directly in front of my Zord?
The nearest one, basically.
Yeah! That's the critter.
All right, roll your ranged attack.
Oh, God! That is a 12. Let me make sure I actually rolled that right.
a miss.
I want to make sure I rolled that right. Yeah, that was a 12. Okay. Miss
All right.
nonetheless.
Yep. So the flame is still there. What type of die is your skill die?
D6.
Okay. And all right, yeah, you weren't a critical failure, so all right. All right. Now it's Jack's turn, and you watch as the Q-Rex comes up. And you can see his cannons taking, like, seemingly shifting as he takes aim. Looking at one of the yeah. All right. I just realized I copied this completely out of the book, and they changed the Zord rules, so I should have updated. But anyway.
Oh, no.
I know what I'm doing. No, it's just, it's one of those things where it has an initiative, but it's not, it's not a sentient Zord. So it wouldn't need initiative. So I'm using that as a targeting skill, because that's what I swap out. I get rid of the Zord's basic initiative skill and put it in targeting, because that's what they did with the base stats in the core rulebook Update. So he blasts with a T-Rex laser, and I realized I wanted to do that with digital dice, but it's fine because I actually hit that time, and this fire disappears, and now it is good
Oh,
old.
you know I'm gonna do it
Cock-a-doodle-diddle.
though. Whoa, 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 whoa! Nice shooting, Rex.
I'm gonna give you guys a story point for that. That made me giggle.
I had to, man.
All right,
I'm gonna load this
Ricky,
one up
you're
with Ghostbusters quotes till you guys tell me to, till you boot me. Really.
um, attempt to put out fires, I guess.
all right. Melee or ranged?
Does it make a difference?
Yes.
Ooh, am I?
I wish I could delete that car because pretty much that blast would have vaporized the car as well.
You know, when you said that we can melee or range attack, I'm like, aren't we just destroying property?
I mean, it's already broken.
Yeah, to be fair,
on
the fires are
fire.
already destroying it.
What about the building?
All right, Ricky, it's your turn.
I am not willing to do anything close by and maybe catch fire myself, so I'm going to do a ranged weapon attack.
Okay.
Let's do this physically and see how it goes. Okay, that's a 22.
All right. Was your skill die a crit?
No.
All right. And you have electrical damage?
I have an energy damage. No, I was incorrect about the electric damage. It's energy damage normally.
Okay. That's fine. So another fire gets put out. The Dragonzord is just continuing to nonchalantly move through the area. Donovan. It's your turn, sir.
I'll be right back.
Okay, I've got a question regarding the attack.
Yeah.
I want to do like an attack to like where I flap my wings either continuously or like a thunderclap way, and like have the air just gust the flames out. Would that count as a physical, or would it count as a ranged attack?
How close do you want to be to the fire?
I was thinking either like somewhere right here, like at least somewhat point blank to it. That way I can get like a clear shot at it.
All right. Then. All right. It would be a melee attack if you want to get close.
Okay.
And a ranged attack, but with a downshift of 1 because it's gusting. So it's more effective if you're closer.
Okay. Well, I do want to move closer to it.
Okay. So you get within range to effectively use this attack. We'll call it a melee attack.
All right. 17 and a 6, and the 6 is a crit.
Okay. Narratively, that's very good. Because since it's a crit, it puts out 2 fires.
Yay.
And let me just see something real quick. I just noticed something weird. When you moved your Zord closer,
It also moved my character token.
yeah. So I'm wondering if you guys are linked.
Literally and narratively.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm like, I don't remember setting that up for you or for these guys. I did not. So weird. Okay. So you managed to put out 2 of the fires with your gusting of your wings. Well done.
Yay.
And now it is Jonas's turn.
He will be right
Which-
back. I don't know if he's back yet.
All right, he's
If it makes you
we
feel any
will-
better, I've got 2 more Ghostbusters quotes like queued up, just spooled up, baby.
all right. Well, while we're waiting for him, did you guys look at the image of the My Little Pony character sheet thing that I shared with the spellcasting? I put it into the
The
Discord
general
main chat. That's what it looks like.
Spellcast
Friendship doesn't seem magic with that character sheet.
tier circle.
We had a conversation about this at some point.
Yeah, because I got
Oh,
the My
this
Little
is
Pony and G.I. Joe core books, the PDFs for them, because I'm going to be adding magic into this game. But it's a whole thing.
Oh god, that seems
It's-
this seems overly complicated.
So basically, what it is like the spell casting. It's not connected to any essence score.
I see
So
that.
if-
It's its
If
own
I
thing.
understand it correctly, anytime you level up, you can put a point into your spell casting.
You don't get an extra point. You would sacrifice the point for a magic point.
Right.
I'm tracking.
So instead of
Huh.
so say you get a smarts increase or a social increase, but your character is inherently antisocial.
or stupid as fuck.
Yeah, so you don't feel the need to add anything into those skills, and you don't want to sacrifice it for a general perk. You can put it into spellcasting instead.
That's kind of wild.
So will we get
Um,
like spells for it?
There would be spells based on the spells. The type of spells you can cast are based off of your skill die in spellcasting. Now the other thing is, you can have a spell casting of D12, but if you don't have the general perk to use for magic,
You ain't using
you
shit.
ain't casting shit.
No, you don't
So-
understand. I know the magic. I'm powerful in it. But I don't know how to
I
use
just-
it.
It's like I just can't feel it.
I never cast it before.
But yeah, basically that's how it works, and the different spells are, they're in different circles, tiers, and it's based on your ability and the type of spell that it is. I have to
God,
look
that'd
more
be-
into it.
That'd be killer if you can be a technomancer. You use magic and science at the same time.
Now, one of the other things I saw that came with the bundle of free stuff that comes with when you purchase the core rulebook and the PDF. There's an origin for dragons in My Little Pony.
That makes sense.
You can have a dragon character.
That makes sense.
Oh.
Can it be a dragonborn character?
My whole thought was, if I could find a way to adapt it to a human setting, like G.I. Joe or Power Rangers, you could have a humanoid dragon character.
From my understanding, yeah, they are basically dragonborn, but because the world is small, they are also smaller.
Yeah, from the pictures I saw of them, they were well, I'm not
They're
going to open it right
mighty
now,
dragons.
but they're like My Little Pony style dragons.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
A G-rated dragonborn. First row, ta-da.
It's like imagine a cartoony version of a kid dragonborn, and that's about it.
Yeah. All right. DBK, are you back yet?
Yep.
All right, fantastic. It is your turn, sir. Choose your approach to the fire.
Same as I did.
Okay. You did ranged, right?
Yep.
All right. Roll for me.
16.
Double check. Yes. You notice another fire start to look like it's going to burst back up, but then disappears, excuse me, from your ranged attack. You just did enough. John.
I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna try for the ranged attack on the car further up.
All right, go for it.
Ooh, 25 with a crit on the D20.
All right. Well, crit on the D20, but not on the skill die?
Not on the skill die.
Okay.
Couldn't be that double crit on a one piece of fire. That would have sucked. I've been so mad.
Then you only get one.
That's fine. It's better than just like you critted on both and you blow up the entire block.
Yeah, you just vaporized. You vaporized the Dragonzord. All right, Jack's turn. He's going to do something a little different. He's going to walk up to one of the fires and just kind of stomp on it. For narrative's sake, we're going to say the fire here is not on the car.
Okay.
I am not getting that insurance bill. So his melee attack for the Zord is might might. So gonna use the digital dice because I got lucky on the last one. I don't trust my luck now. 1d20 plus 1d6. Okay. Good enough. This fire is stomped out by the Q-Rex, who lets out a roar in triumph. And Ricky, there is one fire left.
Alright. It's in the building. Would shooting at the building destroy it?
All right, here's the thing. You can do basically what Donovan did, where it used his wings to create a gust of wind to put out the fire. If you're closer to it, like within essentially melee range to do it, it would be a melee attack. If you do it from a distance, it would be a downshift of 1 for the attack.
Very well. I'm gonna hover over there and do that to a very strong wind against that fire to see if I put it out.
All right, give me your melee attack roll.
Okay, my melee attack is D6. That's a 20.
Okay. The last fire goes out.
Yo.
And for completing this event ahead of, like, again, well ahead. The last round you did 2 rounds. This one you didn't even finish 1. You get another story point. Now you follow the Dragonzord to the next location, which on the map is Fielding Park Grounds. All right. Since it is almost 10:30, do you want to continue? Or do you want to call it now?
I can go either way, but it does sound like Ricky is tired.
Yeah, I'd prefer to cut it now.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't know how Donovan or Fade or DB feels about it, but I do know Ricky's pretty burnt.
Okay.
have
I
to
mean,
wake up
like
early
us-
tomorrow again.
Like you, I'm also either way, but if he's tired, I'm fine with ending it here.
Yeah, he's been up
Okay.
for like a day, possibly
Yeah.
two.
Yeah, bro, blood needs to crash out.
Yeah.
All right.
More
Not all
hours
of us are meant to just not sleep.
All
I
right.
would say I'm impressed how much like I'm slow, but I'm not dying or anything. But it might just be because I did way too much field work. Instead of
All right.
moving around
So,
stuff.
we will start the third event next week.
Guys are so lucky. I had a
So
fucking.
hopefully you all can make it.
Hopefully, one of us won't be late this time.
Hey,
Better
you
late than
showed up-
never.
You showed up and you did some shit. So that's like the main character showing up right in the nick of time.